Hello, young man. So, there's one puzzle I forgot to do with you, and it's this one. You're given a box. You're given a square piece of cardboard like this. And the measurements along here are called X. Here, 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 and here. So the middle square is X by X by X by X. Then these little strips in the corner are 10, 10, 10, 10. So length here is 10, length here is 10, length here is 10. Doesn't matter if it's 10 meters, 10 centimeters, doesn't matter. Let's say it's 10 meters, okay? And here, here, and here. So the middle box here is X by X by X by X. And they say they want you to fold it up into a cube and figure out X if the cube's volume is 1200. So one thing we didn't go over is the wording of this. You are given a box, a flat piece of square cardboard. Okay, it's going to look like that. The inner square, and he's going to give you a diagram, of course. The inner square has dimensions X length and X width. The corner edges have lengths, corner squares, let's call them squares, have lengths 10 width and 10 length. So that's how it's going to look like, and then he's going to give you this image. He's going to give you this image on the left, right there. But you have to visualize what it's like to fold up that box, because it's going to say, given this, it's going to say, given these dimensions, if you fold the corners and sides into a box, and the box's volume is 1200, what is X? And you might say, oh my God, I can't even start. But you just got to start at the beginning. So here's the box right there, folded up right there. So to imagine that, just start with a square. There's a square, right? And then if we're to draw lines slightly off, right? Slightly off. Slightly off, I know. I'm slightly off. It's not quite a square. I probably should have started with a square. But I can connect the top of this box now up here. So I can see that I didn't quite connect this line here. So slightly off, right? Okay. There we go. You can see how the box is. And they're saying the bottom of this box is X. So that's I'm going to do it in red so you can see it. Red, like that. Just like they've given you here, over here, X. And they're saying this length here now is the measurement of X. But those little corner flaps that we build up here, make it green, here, the height of the box, here, here, and here, is 10. And as you can see it's the same thing here. So on here, on the left, there's X by X, and I'll do the height in green. The height here is represented by 10. So the volume of any box, we'll start with the area of any box. The area of any box is length times width. Length times width. The volume of any box is length times width times height. Well, they've given us the length, X. They've given us the width, X. They've given us the height, 10. And they've given us the total volume over here. They've told us it's 1200 meters, let's call it meters, cubed. Why cubed? Because it's a volume. It's 3 dimensions. Area is 2 dimensions. It would be meters squared for area. That's how dimensions work. Lines is just 1 dimension. It would just be meters. See? Squared for 2 dimensions, cubed for 3 dimensions. So there we have the dimensions of our box. X times 10 is equal to the volume. Now it's pretty easy, isn't it? So they gave us X. So the formula is length times width times height is equal to volume. They've given us the length, x, times the width, x, times the height, 10, is equal to the volume. They've given us that, 1200. So now we see x times x is x squared times 10. So we get 10x squared. Can you guess the next step? It's not hard. It's not hard at all. We got to get rid of the 10. So we divide both sides by 10. We're now left, as you could guess, with 10x squared is equal to 120. Sorry, x squared is equal to 120. So we got x squared is equal to 120. So to figure out x, well, we got to square root this side, so we got to square root that side. So x is equal to the square root of 120, which is equal to about 10.95. And if we're working in meters, it's meters. Therefore, going back right here to the box, I'm going to put the box in green right here in the box. That box is 10.95 width and 10.95 height. So you can say therefore, so if we're going to do it in letters, here we go. Therefore, x is equal to 10.95 meters. So the dimensions of the squares of the square is 10.95 by 10.95, if you wanted that. You might even want the area of that square afterwards. You might say, okay, now tell me what just the area, not the volume, area of this square is. You might want to know what this, I should have just painted it, this area is. Well, that's just 10.95 times 10.95. So you can see that once you solve x, you get all sorts of answers. That would be the area right there, 119.9. So the area right here is about I wanted to make it red, is about 120, rounded up. He just wanted x, so we solved x. But you can see it was a lot easier to solve once you had the visualizations. So this one was simple. It's not even a trinomial. It's just a standard equation. It's not even a trinomial. Technically, with x squared, I mean, it counts as, if we put it all one side, it would be 10x squared is equal to minus 1200 is equal to 0. But it's actually solvable because there's just one x on the side. So we just solve it. So don't get confused afterwards. Once you get x in this puzzle, if he gives you this puzzle, you will be able to have this formula. 10x squared, which is height times length times width, is equal to the volume. Then you divide each side by 10. Then you take the square root, and boom, you get the final answer. Very easy. But remember, he's going to present it to you in this diagram on the left. He's going to present it to you right here on the left. And he's going to put the word like, it's going to be a word puzzle like this. You are given a flat square cardboard. The inner square shown has dimensions length of x and width of x. The corner squares have dimensions 10 and 10. If you are to fold this into a cube, cubes are 3 dimensions, and the volume of that cube is 1200 meters cubed, what is x? So that is when you have to do the visualization of the folded box, and that is also when you have to know the formula of a cube or any three-dimensional rectangle is length times width times height, right, is equal to volume. If it's just length times width, that's just 2 dimensions. That's equal to area, right? Okay, good luck. Watch the next video.